Hello and welcome to my stamping room. Today I'm going to show you how to make a mini scrapbook album called an explosion box. Now, to make an explosion box, you're going to need 4 pieces of coordinating cardstock that measure 12 by 12 and some designer series paper. Now for today's project, I've chosen chocolate chip, old olive, and Bermuda Bay. And I'm going to use the Sweet Pea Designer Series paper. Now, just so that you know, I'm using Bermuda Bay as a substitute. What I really need is Taken with Teal, but I don't have it, but I think that this will pass because of the Designer Series papers that I'm going to use. Now, to start with, let's start with your first 3 pieces of cardstock. You're going to keep one piece that's going to be the outside of your box, and you're going to keep it 12 by 12. When your explosion box falls open, this will be the bottom layer. My second layer I chose as old olive, and this is cut at 11 3/4 inches by 11 3/4 inches. So I had to trim off 1/4 inch. Now my top layer is my Bermuda Bay, and it measures 11 1/2 inches by 11 1/2 inches. The first step that we are going to do is to score all 3 of these papers. Now I'm going to move this out of the way and get my little cutting thing here. Now you'll notice that I have the scoring blade in here, and I'm going to take my sheet of paper, it doesn't matter which one because it's going to be the same for all layers. I'm going to score it at the 4-inch mark. I'm going to rotate it, score it at 4 inches, and I'm going to do this on all 4 sides. What I end up with is 9 equal size square, or 9 squares. They're not equal because these are 4 inches. But anyway, you end up with sort of a tic-tac-toe grid. I'm going to do that to my old olive and chocolate chip, and I'll see you back. Okay, now I've taken all my sheets of paper that all scored at 4 inches on every side. I've gone and I folded it on the score line. Now what I'm going to do is to take my pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut out every corner outside square. So there's one. Okay, now I'm going to take my corner rounder and I'm going to round all these corners. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my other 2 layers. I'm going to pause the camera and I'm going to do that, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, I'm back here with all my layers completed for the lower part of the explosion box. These are how your layers are going to look when they're stacked up on each other. I haven't glued them down or anything. We'll get to that later. But your explosion box, when we finish, is going to fold up like this, and there's going to be a lid on it. So now I'm going to show you how to make the lid. We're going to set this aside. And here I've chosen a piece of old olive cardstock, and this measures 7 1/8 by 7 1/8. And then I measured in at 1 1/2 inches, and I scored. Rotated 1 1/2 inches, scored. Did that on all 4 sides. Now we're just going to cut it up on each score line until you hit the other score line, and then you stop at that point. So now we'll fold on all the score lines. and fold these in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some glue here and form the corner of our lid, and we will use a paper clip to secure it as it dries. We're going to do the same thing to all 4 sides. And then when you get done, you can set it aside to dry while we work on the base. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this box. I'll have it put together like this with paper clips holding it. I'll set it aside and then we'll work on the rest of our box. Hello, I'm back. This is my finished box, and I wanted to show you why it's called an explosion box. You lift off the lid and it just explodes open. Now you'll see that all these flaps, I showed you my 3 pieces of cardstock where I've removed the side or the corner end panels, and these are all free to move, but these you know, I put glue on the underneath of this, stuck it down onto my green layer. My old olive layer, I put glue on the underneath and stuck it to my brown. Just in this square, I've added glue to the bottom and stuck each layer. And I'm sorry I forgot to film that part. And I wanted to show you so that you would know when you finish, your base should be like this, a giant T. And each of your cardstock pieces will be adhered in the center portion on the underneath. And I'm filming another video, and I'm going to show you and talk you through what you need to do to decorate your explosion box. You know, different tips and things for the different layers and ideas and stuff. And I'll be showing you how I did my lid. I will see you in the next day or so with a new video showing you how to do the inside and the outside of the explosion box. I hope you have a great day. Bye.